Hi class, my name is Patty Laney. I am your instructor for this course, Introduction to Criminal Justice. Want to welcome all of you to the course. And what I've done today is just created a video to give you some helpful hints, welcome you to the course, and just kind of give you some guidance as we begin the class. So again, our class is Introduction to Criminal Justice. One thing that you should realize is that our class is what we call 5.5 weeks. So our class begins on Wednesday, August 12, and then our class will end on Friday, September 18. So as we begin the course, a couple of things that I just want to give you some guidance on. This is the beginning of your educational career. So if you're taking this class, you probably have some interest in criminal justice. So with that, my idea is I want you to be successful. And so be thinking about the kind of job that you want. How will you accomplish those goals? Because as part of taking classes, what we'll be doing is we'll be working hard, we'll be studying lots of different theories and concepts of criminal justice. So like a job, we have deadlines, we have a schedule to follow. So again, like I said, expectations, accountability. One thing that will be helpful for you as you begin your classes is to prepare a schedule. Think about when you will study, when you will complete your assignments. So again, like a job, we have expectations, we have tasks that we have to complete. And so for criminal justice, I think the profession of criminal justice certainly expects and demands the highest standards of credibility, of honesty, of professionalism, and ethics. And so, again, we're starting with these standards as we begin our classes. Jobs are very, very competitive in the criminal justice field. So I want you to learn all of the skills, all of the knowledge that you can in my class to be competitive in your field. So that's why I will be really picky with assignments, with papers. And as part of my job also at Rasmussen, is I often receive calls from law enforcement agencies doing background checks for students as part of the hiring process. And so the idea is, well, what will I say about you? Will I be able to say that you completed all your assignments on time, that your papers are well written and researched? So those are just things to be thinking about now, even as you begin your classes, because really that's what we're preparing you for, is to be successful in your career. So again, positive attitudes, encouragement. I will be very picky, probably again with grading and your assignments, but that's because I want you to develop the skills and the education in everything possible for you to be successful in your field. Like I said, as part of my job here at Rasmussen, I work with a lot of law enforcement officers. My husband is a law enforcement officer. So I hear the conversations and I have conversations with local law enforcement officers about the type of skills that are needed for police officers or correctional officers or people that work in human services. So again, I guess I'm asking you to trust me when I'm asking you to continue to work hard on your assignments. Just another idea that I tell my students, I expect some of you to be chiefs or sheriffs or wardens or other law enforcement administrators someday. And again, that's why I'm so picky with my standards. And also you may work for, my husband. We're with my husband someday. My husband is a sheriff. He is the sheriff here in Cass County. Fargo is the county seat, North Dakota, and this is a picture of my husband and I. So just a couple of things about the online class. Get familiar with your online class. You cannot break anything. You can't delete anything. Really spend some time just kind of exploring the different parts of the class. So hopefully in this slide, you can see what we call like the course homepage. When you open up your online class, you'll see these tabs: syllabus, course, calendar. And when you click on each of those tabs, other information opens up. So this is what we call kind of the home page. Generally, you will see course announcements from me. I try to post a couple of announcements a week. Here's my instructor information and how to get a hold of me. Oftentimes, I will post information here as well about announcements and live lecture. Under course information here, if you click on these links, these will give you examples of documents that you might frequently use in the class. And then under this other box, discussion forums, it's a quick link to student lounge, general course questions, and then each week we will have a discussion topic, and that's what we mean by Module 1. So again, this class is divided into essentially 6 weeks or 6 modules, and each week we will cover information for that module. In this class also, you are required to attend a weekly live lecture. Now, don't be alarmed if you cannot attend a live lecture. I offer them through Adobe Connect. I always record the session, and then you can watch the recording at your convenience. And you earn 5 points for watching the lecture. And the first lecture will be Thursday, August 13th at 1 o'clock. And I'll send more information about that as well. So again, if you click on the Lessons tab, that's where you find the information for each module. So we are beginning Module 1, and so we have objectives, we have assignments, and I added Chapter 1 and Chapter 3 of your textbook. We use an electronic textbook for this class. If you don't have your ebook yet, you can use this Chapter 1 and Chapter 3 for your Module 1 assignments, but you will need to actually activate your ebook as well. So there's other information. Again, each module will have a list of information to complete or a list of assignments. So generally for each week, you will have what we call a vocabulary review. Then you'll have a challenge and a quiz and also a discussion topic. And then in this class, we will be working on what we call a course project. And essentially, it's a research project. You will not have to write a research paper in this class, but what we're having you do is learn how to do research. So the project essentially is to find a list of at least 6 sources. Again, you're not going to be writing a paper, but throughout the course, you're going to submit parts of this project, which essentially is a list of sources. And I'll tell you more about that later. Couple of things to think about: due dates for assignments. Each week you will have a series of things that you have to complete for points. So one assignment that you will have each week is to chat in our discussion forum or type your comments. For Module 1, you have a first post and a reply post. Each week you'll have a first post and a reply post. And those are always due, well, at least for week 1, they are due both Saturday, August 15th. In modules 2 through 5, you'll do a post by Tuesday night, and then you'll do a reply post to another student by Saturday night. You need to make those posts in module 2 and 5 on separate days to earn full points. Papers and quizzes, anything that's not a discussion post, are always due on Sunday. Again, just another comment that I want to reiterate and emphasize: please don't ever hesitate to contact me. I'm here to help. Email me. I check my email frequently. So that's the best way to get a hold of me. Contact the Personal Support Center for help. Be sure to just explore all of that information in the online class, especially the resources tab as well. You can sign up for BrainFuse, you can sign up for Tutor Match, you can actually sign up and meet with a tutor online. Couple of other things about due dates: make sure that you submit all of your assignments by the due dates. There is a deduction of at least 10% of the points. So that could be 1 point or 2 points depending on the assignment. No points earned if your assignment is submitted more than 7 days late. I only waive that late penalty in extreme situations, and that means hospitalization or a very serious illness or a car accident. Work issues, childcare, um, loss of power generally, or your computer crashed, those are usually not good reasons or not acceptable reasons for late work. So that's the idea of planning ahead. Generally, you have 7 to 10 days for your assignments to complete them. If you have a serious medical issue, I will ask you for documentation, not to be nosy, and I don't need to know your medical procedures, but that helps me confirm that you did have a medical situation. Again, I just need to know really the range of the date that you're under the care of a physician to waive those deadlines. Some other helpful hints: follow a weekly schedule. So maybe on Sunday, you want to look at all of the information that's due for that week, and then maybe Monday you do your reading, Tuesday you submit a discussion post, Wednesday maybe you do your quiz or your vocabulary challenge. And again, each Sunday is when your papers are due, or your quiz or vocabulary challenge. Your discussion post will be due on Tuesdays and Saturdays, except for that first week. Helpful hints with writing papers. Always be sure to have a cover page. Begin your paper with an introductory paragraph. There's specific examples that we follow for citation and for certain font. And I have some examples here. So for all of the papers in your classes at Rasmussen, and for all of the papers in my class, you will always follow a certain format. And we call this AP format. And the idea is, if I was writing a paper about the death penalty, I would want to make sure that I include information in my paper. I might include the number of states that have the death penalty, maybe the number of people that have been executed in a particular state. Well, I don't know that information off the top of my head, so I will include information in my paper, but I'll include a source or a citation to where I found that information. So generally when we write papers, we'll always have a cover page like this, and then we'll have our paper structured with proper paragraphs. Usually we'll have an introductory paragraph. And then here you'll see where it says Smoliger 2013, that's an example of a citation. So I said line operations refer to the daily activities and tasks of police work. That's an example then of a citation. And then in the references page, I list the full source, Smoliger F. You only need the author's initial of the first name. The year and the italics is the title of the book. Okay, let me go back here. Again, a couple of helpful hints: avoid using information from blogs. Remember, we have kind of a talking voice and writing voice, so you and I might make conversation or have conversation and say words that are somewhat cliche, but we won't use those type of words in paper because wording for college papers is just a little bit more formal. Plagiarism: you cannot copy and paste wording from a source unless you have the citation. So anytime you use or rely on information from a source, like a book or a magazine or something online, you should be having a source. And then certainly when you are quoting words, you need to have a quotation mark and a citation. Otherwise, there's issues of plagiarism, which is cheating because you're trying to pass off that information as your own. Okay, so again, just want to welcome you to the quarter. Please, please, please contact me if you have questions. I'm here to help. There are no dumb questions. Again, I look forward to working